guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today on my channel we are going to be doing a wear test on the Urban Decay Stay Naked foundation. Now this is said to be a weightless liquid foundation. It is vegan and cruelty free. It is $39 and comes in 50 different shades. There's a whole description on their site as well as to how they broke down those shade ranges. It's interesting. There are like 3 key color tones and then they break them down in between each of those color tones. It is a medium buildable coverage foundation that is meant to be lightweight to give you long-lasting coverage. It has a matte finish to it and it is said to minimize your pores. It is good for all skin types and it is meant to last 24 hours. We're going to be testing it out at the 10-hour mark today, but it is meant to be able to be worn for 24 hours. I don't know about you, but I don't ever want to wear a foundation for 24 hours, and I love foundation. So if you are new around here, I do wear test videos every Tuesday, and on Saturday I do upload a second video as well. If you are not yet subscribed to my channel, I would love if you click that red button down below and followed along here on my channel. So let's jump right into this. All right, let's get this started. Urban Decay Stay Naked Foundation in 40WO. I had tried the Naked foundation. I think it was a Naked one way back in the day. Oh, this is different. Okay, this packaging is actually really cool. It's plastic, has a pump, but this is like, it's so interesting how it kind of like cuts in and out. This part kind of looks like the Naked concealer a little bit. Feels funny in your hand. This is kind of cool though. I like something different. Has the Urban Decay logo over here. We'll see how it goes. All right, I'm just taking my trusty coaster. I have learned I have pumped foundation onto myself more times than I can count, having it splash back. So I put 2 on here. I'm going to do one side of my face with a brush and one side with a sponge. We're going to start with the brush. This is my Tarte, I don't even know what this is. It's a Tarte Kabuki style brush. This is a very thin product. I already have my corrector on under my eyes. It feels very nice. It's not a ton of coverage. I never look into the product information until after I do this, so you will have already seen it on the beginning of this, but I don't tend to look into it because I want to have my first impressions, not have any additional information or thoughts. So to me, this is a light to medium coverage. I mean, it looks pretty. It looks very healthy. If you look at the difference from one side to the other. So looking at it side by side, this matches my neck well. It looks very pretty on. It looks very healthy. It looks very your skin, but better. So now I'm going to use my beauty blender and go in on this side. Now I will say that I have been using my brush a lot lately. I mean, this is giving me just about the same coverage as the brush did. I'm impressed. Now I might need a little bit extra product to cover the forehead because we are completely out on here. I do go over, I don't want like a whole pump. Let's see. Oh, okay. That's good. You know how some you can't do that with? So I just took a dot or 2 because that's all I really needed to finish up my forehead. I do go over my eyes. I like the fact that the foundation can give me some extra coverage. I'm just kind of, there's nothing left on here, but I'm going to make sure I go down my neck so it all matches in. I'm just kind of, I feel like the good side with the sponge is it absorbs anything extra. Where I feel like there's a couple spots that looked maybe a little patchy or streaky. All right, this is what we look like. So far, so good. I like the look of it. I'm gonna let it sit for a minute and then we'll come back and talk about it. While I let that settle for a minute, I went and put all my jewelry on because I hadn't put it on yet. I don't like to put it on before I put my foundation on. So looking at this, I'm gonna zoom in and show you this without anything else over it. Could use a little bit on my chin. It's a little bit blotchy right here. I hadn't looked at it up close yet. I mean, it looks very pretty. I'm kind of touching up some spots that look like And that's my own fault from using the brush. They looked a little bit heavy. My cheek here looks a little bit red. See if I can add a little bit extra. Let me zoom in and show this to you. So we're gonna start at the forehead here, take a look at it, move around. Like, it has a healthy glow to it. So I do like the coverage. I would say it is a medium coverage. First thought was it was a light coverage, but I think that's because it's a thinner product. Once I kind of played with it a little bit and built it up a little bit, it is definitely a medium coverage product. It has an interesting feel to it. It dries down. I don't know how to explain it. That's a new one for me. I'm never at a loss for words. It's not tacky. I don't know. I don't feel like I feel it on my skin. When I put my hands on it, it has an interesting feel. Like it's almost like if I put a tissue on it, product would come off, if that makes sense. So I'm going to do the rest of my makeup and then we'll come back and talk some more. Okay, so all of my makeup is on at this point. The foundation has settled. I will say my initial thoughts are, while I was doing my makeup, I felt like on my forehead, it was looking a little bit patchy. That's not a good thing. So I'm interested to see how that plays out throughout the day. It looks like it is settled in now. My chin still looks a little patchy. Let me zoom in and show you this, and maybe you guys will see it on this as well. All right, taking a look at my forehead, I felt like it was getting a little patchy in through here and here. I didn't notice anything in through these areas. My chin, I'm seeing some redness, and my chin's not typically really red. So that might show you a little bit more of what I'm seeing. I hope that picks up on camera. I am going to show you swatches of this against my top 3 favorite foundations. I will take a look at it outside in natural daylight, and then we are also going to come back and talk about it at 5 and 10 hours and give you my final thoughts on it. Let's take a look at swatches in this lighting here. This one right here is the one we're looking at today and testing out, which is the Urban Decay Stay Naked in the color 40 WO. Then here we have the Estee Lauder Double Wear in the color 3C2 Pebble. This one right here has been my go-to recently. I've been going back to this one a lot, which is the YSL All Hours in the color BR40. And then this one here is usually my go-to to color match to, which is the Lime Life in the color Olive 2. I will say this is closest to the BR40 from YSL All Hours. However, as the YSL is drying, it is coming back to that more pink undertone, which seems to work the best for my skin. Okay, taking a look at these swatches out in natural daylight. This one is definitely probably a cross between the YSL and the Lime Life. It definitely has more of a peach undertone to it than my Estee Lauder, and these here as well. These do have a little bit more pink to it. This has a little bit more of a peach undertone to it. So I'm interested to see how it looks outside in natural daylight on me. Okay, this looks different, right? So I had this idea. I used to always take a photo and it didn't always flash back. So I decided to turn off all the lights in this room, and the curtain is even closed, but the sun is still coming in. But I want to see if we can get a photo with a flash so we can see how it works. Nice, it did it. All right, so let's take a look at this with the flash. Actually, this foundation looks gorgeous with a flash. Wow. Okay, I'm impressed. This does not have flashback. It looks so stunning on. All right, now we're gonna go look at it out in natural daylight. Okay, I needed to find some sunlight outside, so taking a second to show you guys this foundation out in bright sunlight. Hopefully it's not pulling too orange. Who knows if it's actually looking like your skin, but better. But I feel like outside lighting is a true test to that. So it'll be interesting to see if it shows any patchiness or how it looks out in natural sunlight. 5-hour check-in. I am kind of impressed with this, considering in the beginning I didn't love it. Like, I liked the look of it when I was done, but putting it on, I didn't love it. I felt like it was patchy. And now I'm impressed with this. I have a little bit of like, I feel like shininess breaking through, but it might be the highlighter I have on underneath. I might have brought it up a little bit too high. I've been itching my nose like crazy. The chin's still a little bit patchy. I'm gonna zoom in and show you. Here's where I have a little bit of shine. I did originally think I was very patchy through this area. I don't notice it as much right now. It might have just settled in. In through here, you can see that I've itched my chin, and maybe I just didn't apply enough there. It's just a slight bit patchy. This side of my nose has been really, really itchy. So I'm seeing some redness there, but I just don't think that has to do with the foundation. I think that has to do with my allergies. So for 5 hours, I'm pretty impressed, guys. I'm actually very impressed. I did not have high hopes for this when I first put it on. I just thought if it's patchy now, it's gonna break down horribly, and it didn't. Hasn't oxidized, hasn't changed colors. I am interested to see how it does at 10 hours. Typically 10 hours can be my problem time frame. And again, it's not necessarily horrible, but it's not always great. But keeping in mind through these videos, I don't touch up, I don't powder, I don't do anything. And typically during a day, I might do that a little bit more than I would on a day like right now. So I will check back in at 10 hours. 10-hour check-in. As you can tell by how dark it is behind me, this is crazy. It just amazes me. It's so dark so early. Now it's starting to move in the right direction. I'm ready for it. Okay, let's take a look at this foundation. I'm pretty impressed with it. I haven't taken a close look at it yet. Might be slightly the wrong coloring. I can't tell if it's oxidized or if it's slightly an off color. I mean, it matches my neck. I'm just noticing it a little bit in the hairline, but the difference from the color of my scalp versus my face. Definitely see it through here. It is breaking down on my nose from my glasses. I don't like when that happens, but it has gone off of here and slightly through here, but I haven't been touching my chin and I have not been wearing a mask. I've been in the house all day. Let me zoom in and show you. You can see up through here, it just kind of is, I'm noticing it in the hairline more. You can see where it has broken down on the edge of my nose and in through here. Kind of a little bit sitting on top of my skin. You can see it in through these areas. Not sure. Definitely broke down through here is the most. All right, so taking a closer look at this. It lasted well. It's starting to get a little bit oily, but again, no powders, no anything today. Just not in love with it. There are just better products, better colors. I don't know. I just am not loving this. My final thoughts at 10 hours is it performed okay. It lasted decent. It definitely would not have lasted 24 hours on me. I am combination oily skin type. I think I discussed that earlier. I just don't love it. It's just, as the day, I was like, I didn't like it, then I loved it, and now I don't like it again. But it is what it is. So those are my final thoughts at 10 hours. So I hope you enjoyed this video on the Urban Decay Stay Naked Liquid Foundation. If you have any additional questions on anything I talked about here, or if you have a product you'd like to see me do a wear test on, I would love to hear about that down in the comments. And if you are not yet subscribed, I would love if you followed along here on my channel as well. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching and sticking with me, and have a great day.